Welcome to the Texas Rising Star Coaching Model Training. This webinar is an introduction to the Texas Rising Star mentoring sessions focusing on a new coaching method for the program, Directors as Coaches. Thank you for joining today. The goal of this training is to provide you with an overview of the changes being made to the TRS mentoring style and introduce the coaching style that will be used by your TRS mentors. We will be walking through the competencies of coaching and how these competencies look in action. We'll discuss the coaching cycle and what it means to be an effective coach, as well as looking at the benefits to effective coaching methods. Lastly, we will explore why building trust when coaching is important for building rapport. By the end of this training, the participant will be able to identify what the TRS coaching model is and how the coaching cycle works. What is coaching? What does coaching look like to you? How do you implement the coaching style in your centers? These are all questions that we will be answering during this training. Let's begin with the what behind coaching. Coaching is a form of development where an experienced person, the coach, which is now you, the director, supports the learner, which will be your teachers in this new coaching relationship. The coach helps the learner achieve specific personal and professional goals, and this is done when providing training and guidance. This is a process that aims to improve performance and focuses on the here and now, and not so much on the distant past or future. While there are many different models of coaching, here we are not considering the coach as expert, but instead the coach as a facilitator of learning. There is a huge difference between teaching someone and helping them to learn. In coaching, fundamentally, the coach is helping the individual to improve their own performance. In other words, helping them to learn. Coaching includes the belief that the individual learner has the answers to their own problems within them. The coach is not an expert here, but rather is focused on helping the learner to see or unlock their own potential. The focus on coaching should be very much on the individual and what is inside their head. Anyone can take the coaching approach. This is why you, the director, will be an effective coach for your own center, because who knows your center better than you do? Who understands the needs of your staff better than you? No one. You are there every day, and with the right coaching skills, you can be a very effective coach for your center, and you can call on the support of your TRS mentor anytime you need it. The key skill here is asking the right questions to help the learner work through their own needs. Coaching is unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. It is helping them to learn rather than teaching them. Sean Whitmore.
Today's 5-Minute Friday topic is everyone needs a coach, even the coaches. Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another 5-Minute Friday from Aduro Learning. My name is Kim, and today's topic is everyone needs a coach, even the coaches. The reality of a coaching life is that you're often so busy supporting others, you need time for your own professional development, and it's something that really easily goes by the wayside. But the great news is having a coach as a coach is your own PD, and that will help make you a better coach. There's 3 great reasons that I think you need a coach. The first reason is to give you an outside perspective. Have you ever had that experience that when you're talking to someone else, it's super easy to see ideas or inspirations to help move them forward, or perhaps to be able to break down their challenges into smaller, more easy to manage chunks? Well, that's exactly what a coach can do for you. They can give you that outside perspective on the things that you're struggling with. It'll be easier for them to inspire you with new ideas, or to break down your challenges, or to share their expertise and their knowledge and their skills with you. The second reason is a coach focuses on you. They listen, they hear what you have to say, and they help you take your next step forward. They can hear all of the challenges that you're struggling with and help you prioritize, help you set goals, and then help you reach those goals. It's their job to focus just on you. I've had the pleasure of mentoring a number of coaches over the last few years, both experienced and new coaches, and all of them have talked about the value of having someone just devote some time directly to them, to listen to their needs, to help them sort through their challenges, and to help them work on moving forward towards their goals. So that time and energy focused in on just you as a coach is a great way to help you make the next step that you need for your professional growth. And the third great reason to have a coach is as a role model for your own coaching skills. You can see how that coach works with you. You can follow along with their questioning strategies or the way that they lead a coaching conversation. And then you can apply those strategies in your own coaching conversations with other teachers. In my work as a mentor with coaches around the world, they all say the same thing. The value of having someone devote their attention to you is priceless. So I know as coaches, we're often so busy supporting others that we don't take time to think about ourselves, but use this as an opportunity to take that time right now and think about what you need as a coach and seek out a coach to help support you. They'll give you that outside perspective, they will focus just on you, and they'll be a great role model for your own coaching professional growth. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed any part of this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us know what we should focus on. If you want to see more great coaching tips and strategies in under 5 minutes, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notifications bell to find out every time we release a new episode. If you're looking for even more coaching resources, head over to edurolearning.com/coachbetter to explore over 20 online courses designed by coaches for coaches. And catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Eduro Learning to connect with us. See you next week for 5 Minute Friday.
Jumping into the competencies of coaching, we will look at the intensity of coaching, the content focus, actionable feedback, reflective guidance, and supportive presence. Let's get started. Intensity of coaching requires the coach to adjust the level of support provided to match teachers' needs in a given instructional situation. But let's look at the intensity of coaching even closer. The coaching competency and context. During a teacher-coach planning session, a review of recent child progress monitoring results indicates a need for more intensive small group phonological awareness instruction for several children. Based on the teacher's observed weaknesses in this area, content focus is when the coach identifies gaps in a teacher's content knowledge and provides accurate guidance regarding skill development and core concepts. Again, let's get a deeper understanding of content focus. The coaching competency and context. During a coaching session focused on letter sound correspondence, an interactive writing lesson takes a detour and the teacher is simply recording ideas the children share. The coach jumps in briefly to remind the teacher to have children help her identify the first sound in the word they share, and then allow children with letter sound knowledge to write letters on the chart paper. Once the lesson is back on track, the coach jumps in as needed to scaffold when difficult or confusing letter sound correspondences occur. Coaching behaviors for the content focus. The coach references key learning objectives and uses domain-specific language directly linked to observation tools. The coach rarely misses opportunities for content talk. There is enough content guidance provided to advance teacher-child learning. The coach ensures that content reference and guidance is age-appropriate to their classroom. Actionable feedback will require the coach to combine content-related input with specific guidance regarding appropriate pedagogy and teaching behaviors. Let's look at the coaching competency and context. During a coaching session, a teacher is implementing a lesson focused on sorting letters into two groups, letters in a child's name and not in a child's name. Some children have successfully completed the task and are waiting while the teacher helps the remaining children recognize the features that distinguish the letters in their names. The coach suggests a modification to the activity for children who have mastered the objective. She quickly uses specific language from the COT, which is one of the observational tools that we will be discussing at a later time, to help the teacher upward scaffold by removing children's name cards and encouraging them to sequence the letters in their own name. Coach cues the teacher to bring the name card back for comparison or support when needed. Coaching behaviors. The coach references specific teaching strategies. They reference strategies or practices directly linked to observation tools. The coach will reference goal behaviors. They minimally narrate or summarize events. The coach suggests adaptations, modifications, or extensions to improve delivery of instruction or support. And the coach builds on what the teacher is already doing and pushes for more skilled practice. Reflective guidance allows the coach to help teachers recognize connections between teacher behavior, child signals, and content aims across context. Let's look at this coaching competency in context. During a coaching session, a teacher is reading a book aloud that contains some new and challenging words. The teacher is comfortable pausing and asking comprehension questions, but the children's answers seem random and suggest they are missing something. The coach asks the teacher what she notices about the quality of responses she is getting to her questions, and then suggests that she back up a couple of pages and talk about some words that may be unfamiliar by providing child-friendly definitions. The strategy seems to help. The coach thinks aloud that the children now seem able to provide more meaningful answers, but the book being read is starting to stretch on too long and the children are becoming restless. The coach tunes the teacher into these behavioral cues and suggests they are a signal to wrap it up. Some coaching behaviors for this context are that the coach uses reflective prompts and language. The coach tunes teachers into child signals during instruction and connects specific teacher actions to child behaviors or responses. The coach connects reflection opportunities to standards, objectives, examples, and assessment results. Supportive presence allows the coach to transmit information and provide support in a non-threatening and collaborative manner. But let's look at it one step further, the coaching competency and context. During a coaching session, coach and teacher are reviewing a video of a teacher's own interactions with a group of children during center time. The coach recognizes and reinforces that the teacher is doing a good job of checking in on children in the math center and making sure they have access to meaningful math materials before moving on. However, noticing that the children do not seem to remember what to do with the materials, the coach uses the observational tool language to inform the teacher that it is helpful when checking in to see if children need a model or reminder about how the materials or activities are meant to be used. The coach moves the conversation on once the teacher acknowledges this goal behavior. Some coaching behaviors are that the coach has a pleasant tone and uses positive language, verbal and nonverbal. The coach encourages collaboration. The coach reinforces existing positive practices and moves on once the teacher indicates or shows understanding. The coach recognizes and responds sensitively if the teacher shows discomfort or resistance. Understanding what an effective coach is and the characteristics they carry will help you use the coaching approach. An effective coach is someone who provides personalized, job-embedded professional development with instructional feedback and goal setting that contributes to improved instructional practices. Characteristics that an effective coach carry include, but are not limited to, being intentional, goal-oriented, respectful, positive, observant, enthusiastic, supportive, focused, assertive, patient, clear, and trusting.
In today's 5-Minute Friday, we talk about the top 6 qualities of an instructional coach. Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Friday from Eduro Learning. My name is Kim, and I'm here to talk about the top 6 qualities of an instructional coach. These 6 qualities come from our Coach Better interviews with school leaders, teachers, librarians, counselors, and other coaches around the world. These are the 6 qualities that the people we've interviewed have identified as being the most important in a coaching role. The first quality is approachability. Coaches need to be someone that is easy to talk to, who is excited and interested about the projects, questions, and challenges you bring to them. It's really important that a coach is not intimidating and that they actually feel like they're someone who wants to hear what you have to say. In our interview with Adam Clark from Yokohama International School, he talked about the fact that there are other places he can go to get learning support. He doesn't actually need to go to a coach. So if a coach doesn't appear to be interested in wanting to help him and genuinely curious about the questions that he has, he'll just go somewhere else. Okay, quality number 2, flexibility. So oftentimes coaches' roles are not super clearly defined, so it's really important that they're able to work outside of their job description, to be able to do things that maybe are not quite what they think they should be doing as a coach, but something that can go a long way to building a relationship with another teacher or colleague at the school. They also need to be flexible enough to work under time pressure. As coaches, we know that so often we get asked to do things right now or in front of a crowd of people, and maybe we're not ready to do that at that very moment, but by supporting that teacher or school leader or counselor or librarian or other coach in that moment, it goes a long way to build your rapport and your relationship with that person. In speaking with Beth Queenie Dressler, who is the Deputy Head of Elementary at NIST International School in Thailand and also the PYP coordinator, she mentioned that she values so much those opportunities when coaches actually drop everything and support her, because those little bits and pieces that may seem like perhaps a waste of time to the coach actually go a long way to building those relationships with her as a school leader and with other teachers at NIST. All right, quality number 3 is reliability. It is so important that coaches are physically there, that they're available for support, that they turn up when they're expected to be somewhere, and that they know what they're talking about. So there's some expertise required there as well. I think one of the main things that we hear when we're thinking about tech coaching in particular is that technology can be intimidating for teachers. So just being there physically in the room is a huge factor in building trust with teachers. When we spoke to Tara Etheridge, librarian at International School Prague, she talked about working with a tech coach every time she does Skype an author, even though she's done it so many times before, because she just needs that extra support just in case something goes wrong. And having a coach to be there is like that safety net, so she knows she can be successful with something she's really passionate about, even if she might struggle a little bit with the tech side of things. Quality number 4 is a passionate self-starter, someone who is an advocate for their role, who's able to define their own role and take action without waiting for leadership to tell them what to do. Someone who's able to push the thinking of school leaders and push the thinking of teachers in their school community. Someone who doesn't wait around for interest from other teachers, but actually actively goes out and seeks new relationships, new opportunities to learn and work with other colleagues. This is someone who doesn't need a job description. It's someone who is a self-starter and is self-motivated. When we spoke with Rebecca Madrid, middle school principal at Yokohama International School in Japan, she talked about the importance of coaches understanding their own role so they can help clarify that for school leaders, and how busy school leaders are, so that they really want coaches to just kind of get on with it and do what they think is right in a coaching role in their school. Quality number 5 is to be relatable and to empathize with teachers. We talked about being not intimidating when we talked about approachability in quality number 1, but also there's that piece of just being understanding and really recognizing the challenging roles that our different school community members have. To be caring about the challenges that they're going through, the struggles that they have in their classroom or even in their personal life. And to make sure to remember to listen first. Sometimes we're so excited about our potential solution that we forget to actually hear what teachers are asking for. When we spoke with Nikki Foote, grade 3 teacher at Western Academy of Beijing, she talked about the stresses of going back into the classroom as a classroom teacher and the need for the coach to just be there, to be a person that she can kind of, in her words, unload on, so she feels like she has someone to walk that path with her and support her as she's working towards overcoming those challenges that she has in her classroom. The final quality, number 6, is knowledge and connections. It's really important for that coach to be the person who's the most knowledgeable about their subject area. They are a resource and inspiration. They're the person that has the time and the flexibility to do the research and find out new and exciting and innovative ideas about their field of expertise. They are the person who can go out and find those answers for the school leaders, the counselors, the teachers, and the librarians in the school community. When we spoke with Tico Ohms, Dean of Students at the middle school at International School Bangkok in Thailand, he talked about the importance of coaches being experts in their field and knowing what's going on in other schools around them so they can help continue to push the school forward. They're the ones that really have the pulse of other schools and innovation and learning around the world. All right, those are our top 6 qualities of an instructional coach: approachability, flexibility, reliability, a passionate self-starter, relatable and empathetic, and knowledgeable and having great connections. Hopefully that gave you 6 great ideas for how you can be a successful learning coach in your school. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed any part of this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us know what we should focus on. If you want to see more great coaching tips and strategies in under 5 minutes, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notifications bell to find out every time we release a new episode. If you're looking for even more coaching resources, head over to edurolearning.com/coachbetter to explore over 20 online courses designed by coaches for coaches. And catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Eduro Learning to connect with us. See you next week for 5 Minute Friday.
The benefits of effective coaching are endless. We have listed a few which display some of the pros of using an effective coaching method for your center, teachers, and children in care. Effective coaching allows the coach and teacher to become more intentional in their practices. It allows the teacher to engage and reflect more on their own teaching practices. It helps the teacher to use effective classroom rules and routines. Effective coaching can help the teacher to have an increased sensitivity to children's social and emotional signals. And planning is done more effectively. And lastly, effective coaching can increase the teacher's confidence, knowledge, and skills in a very positive manner. Why is building trust important when coaching? Trust is the foundation of a relationship between teachers and instructional coaches. Establishing trust may take time. Without trust, a coach has little influence over the professional growth of a teacher and student achievement. Speaking with teachers about the coaching cycle during your first meeting can enhance trust and improve communication. Building trust is an essential part of the coaching relationship and must be developed early on. This is also an upside to you, the director, taking on the coaching role. Your staff knows you. You're not a stranger to them coming in and changing their teaching methods. You're an essential part of your center and you know your staff best. This gives you a one-up when building these important relationships. Directors should communicate what is expected of the teachers at all times and let them know that observations will be done faithfully to ensure quality of care up front. Moving on to the coaching cycle, let's take a look at what this cycle entails and how each step is equally important when implementing a new coaching method. As you can see on the coaching cycle diagram, the cycle includes 3 continuous improvement strategies: observing, setting goals, and taking action, which is also broken down into 2 separate steps, planning and coaching. Observe to determine teachers' learning needs. Set goals based on teachers' learning needs. Plan professional development activity to meet those goals. And then coach to scaffold teachers' understanding and implementation. And as you can see, this cycle is then continuous. The coaching cycle begins when a coach observes the teacher's classroom environment and their instructional progress. The coach then collects data from classroom observation tools and child progress monitoring, and it allows the coach to identify priorities for instructional improvement. Observation is an essential part of the coaching cycle. It is so important that we have broken it down into its own training, which will also be included in this series of TRS training. Understanding how to gather effective and informative observations will make all the difference when setting goals and taking action with your teachers. The cycle continues when the coach and the teacher meet to collaboratively set goals based on the observation data. The product of their meeting is an action plan, which includes setting goals that describe specific support the teacher will need to meet each goal and the type of support the coach will provide to the teacher. Each action plan will be differentiated and personal to that specific teacher. Coaches then take action, providing the teacher with needed resources, supporting instruction on their next coaching visit, reflecting on the coaching visit, and collecting new observation data. The coaching cycle is truly a means of supporting continuous, individualized improvement for all teachers. Teachers should understand that coaching is about partnering to ensure positive learning outcomes for children. Lastly, the coaching cycle is continued in this diagram to explain each step of the cycle a little further. Identifying individual strengths and needs of the caregiver, meeting with the caregiver to set specific and achievable goals, and lastly, providing access to resources and following up with the teacher is a successful way to go through the coaching cycle and provide effective coaching for their staff. Identifying individual strengths and needs of your caregiver by observing instructional and instruction, and collecting data, you can identify individual strengths and needs of the teacher. Using tools, ensure your observations are targeted and systematic. Meet with the caregiver to set specific and achievable goals. Meet with the teacher to set specific goals and identify specific instructional approaches based on your observation data. Write an action plan, which again is going to be individualized to the teacher you're working with. That includes short-term goals, identifying what level of support the teacher will need, and what support or coaching strategies you will provide to that teacher. Lastly, provide access to resources and follow up with the teacher. After meeting to set goals, discuss with the teacher how to access needed materials, additional training opportunities, or peer collaboration. Working with other teachers is always a great way to bounce ideas off of each other, or to just provide the teacher with something that they may not be doing that is actually working for the other teacher. On your next visit, implement planned coaching strategies and collect new observation data. And then lastly, continue to repeat the coaching cycle. We have discussed the 5 competencies of effective coaching in detail, what it is to be an effective coach, as well as characteristics of effective coaching. Benefits included with effective coaching, building trust with your teachers in coaching, and lastly, the coaching cycle process. Remember that this TRS coaching method is new for us all, and your designated mentor is here to hold your hand every step of the way, as much or as little as you want them to. We are very excited about these mentoring changes and to begin going through these changes with each of your centers together. Change can be scary, but we believe that implementing these methods is beneficial for your centers and will help keep quality within the center. We encourage you to take the next steps to integrate these methods into your work within your center and supporting your staff. Implementing a continuous coaching cycle every day is going to help us implement quality care and ensure quality care is in your centers at all times. We hope that you are able to enjoy all the benefits that these trainings have to offer. And if you have any further questions or would like more information, please email or call your assigned TRS mentor. I have provided each mentor's information, email, and contact phone number. So if you have any questions, contact your specific mentor. And if you're not sure who your mentor is, go ahead and contact any of the ones provided, and we will put you with who you need to be talking to if it's not us. Thank you for joining today, and again, thank you for your dedication to TRS and supporting the implementation of quality care in your early childhood education centers. Congratulations.